Yeah.
Whatever happens. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And speaking of, welcome into Broken Home, the podcast where being broke ain't all bad. I am your host, Jeremy Webb, and joining me this week, my guest, Mr. Zack Dyer.
Hello, everyone.
You've definitely chosen the broke aesthetic today, I must say. Like
Oh,
going top to bottom.
The
now
full
that I'm looking.
Adidas. I've gone the full Adidas, mate.
No, you've got the Asics plain all black shoes,
Oh,
green
yeah.
socks.
Yeah.
Didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
All trackied up. It is the legit Adidas though. That's
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I got this because I went on tour recently with the roadshow, comedy festival roadshow, and you go to like just a bunch of little buttfuck towns, and so you just hit the op shops. That's what I would do as soon as we rolled in town. Hit the op shops. I got a few pairs of Adidas trackies.
Well, it's because no one's swooping on them out there as much.
Yeah, exactly.
The ones in the city are just getting pilfered immediately.
Yeah,
like people
yeah.
are going to sell it on at vintage joints.
And people recognise a bit quicker in the city that they can charge a lot more. Because I got the jacket, the cool guys had already gotten to it. It was a vintage pop-up.
Yep.
And it was like 3 or 4 of like just cool guys. They were actually cool guys, but you know what I mean when I say cool. They were They all dressed up, looking good, and they had fucking everything. It was actually sick.
The one advantage when you go far enough into the country is that anything that has colours on it is gay, so you get a lot of that real cheap.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
Dad bought this shirt back from Bali, but there's too much blue.
Yeah. I got another jacket, a big purple jacket. It's pretty sick. It's like, pretty tough to rock fucking purple in wherever the fuck I was.
Yeah, I like to do that back home. I've got like some fancier gear that I'll take back when I'm doing a night out in Benalla.
Yeah.
Like I've got, again, purple's the best colour for it. I got this piping hot one that's purple and white checkers.
Yeah.
And you go into a pub in Benalla, it's like you fucking stand out, and you know you wanted to.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's like you can't walk in there dressed like that and not be able to take a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you have to know people are going to be saying shit.
Yeah, and your like conflict resolution skills need to be kind of on point as well because you become a target.
Oh, of course.
And when some cunt gets too drunk, looks around,
you're
sees
the
someone
only
he
thing
doesn't
you
know
can see.
wearing fucking purple, going, all right, I'm going to fucking cave this cunt's head in.
What's this about?
Why do you fucking look different?
It does. I have seen people go the other way though, where they'll wear something, and you're like, when you're walking past a fight, you can hear like the exclamations. You hear what people. You can figure out what the fight is by the one sentence that you can hear through the crowd getting yelled over and over again.
Yeah.
And I love when you're going past one, there's a dude there, it's like bright gold jacket for a Bucks night or whatever.
Yeah.
And you walk past there, he's getting held back by his mates. He keeps taking my fucking jacket. And it's like, yeah, of course he is.
Yeah.
Why weren't you expecting this?
You can't peacock with a defensive disposition.
No, completely.
You've got to be open.
Like, I don't understand the idea of going out to a pub, anything with a hat you want to take home.
Yeah.
Like the concept of wearing a hat that you have to be, like, wearing one that you can't be completely comfortable, just like, someone's fucked off with that in the crowd.
Yeah.
It's like you can't go out with one better than that.
Yeah.
Well,
you were rocking a pretty funny hat for a second, weren't you wearing like a hat last time I saw you?
Oh yeah, I've started wearing hats.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, if any of them now that I know that I can get them for cheaper than I thought,
yeah,
it's like I'm not too fast if somebody mixes it.
What was that hat you were wearing? It was funny. It was... What
a
style
couple.
of hat was it?
Because I had the like the Akubra style one that I was wearing for a bit.
Yeah, it was like a smaller Akubra. I don't mind those small cubes.
Yeah.
The ones that aren't like huge, but...
You got to go one way or the other. I don't mind because the smaller one, it's just like you chuck the sealant on there, so now I don't have to carry an umbrella.
Yeah.
Like I love having a hat that's an umbrella.
Still
being able to smoke.
Yeah.
You do have to do that weird thing where you keep your hand like under the brim of the hat so your cigarette doesn't go out.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Have you heard this? Apparently, it's dodgy to hold your cigarette in like a pinching, but heading towards like under the palm.
Why is it dodgy?
I don't know. I've just heard people reference that as like a.
That sounds like a Benalla homophobic thing.
Oh no, because then that'd be.
I get,
holding it between the fingers up neck. Because
Weird.
In Melbourne was the first time I got called gay for doing that.
Well, we used to call it cupping it. So when we would smoke cigarettes, when I was a teenager, and there was someone coming past that you didn't want to see, you didn't want them to see you smoke a cigarette, we'd cup it, which was like hold it, sort of up in your palm, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Cup it, bud, cup it, copper's coming, or something like that. Dad's coming, cup it.
I love that you had a specific move. It wasn't just like hide the cigarettes.
No,
It's
cup
like,
it,
no,
bud.
you got to cup it
Cup
specifically.
it, bud. Absolutely.
See, I was confusing cupping it with palming it, and like you guys are just doing close-up magic with your fucking cigarettes.
No, well, that would be handy if you.
That'd been way better. Cost roll up. Oh, what are you doing? Wait, yeah, check this out.
Yeah,
pulling it out your ear and shit.
Yeah.
And if you go the trick long enough, you just smoke the whole day.
Yeah, and they don't even know. Then you puff such a big cloud of smoke at the end that you can disappear within it.
Yeah, because they think you're so cool.
Yeah.
They can't follow you through the
steam. They're too bamboozled to press charges.
I love bamboozling cops with my charm.
It would be a good move. But back to the hat thing. I don't own an Akubra. I never felt country enough to wear an Akubra.
I had to fight over that, and literally sometimes when I know like it's been you a couple of times. Where I'm like, I'm going to thing, and I'm like getting the hat, and I'm like, Zack's gonna be there. I'll put it down because I'm like, he's Queenslander. He's like, he's from Dusty.
Well, if I
you were dustier than I am, so I just can't wear it.
Well, no, what it is, it's not even about being from the bush or the country or whatever. Which I never felt like I was, but the older I get, and more I go back home as I get older, I'm like, oh yeah, these cunts are proper fucking country cunts.
Oh yeah,
but. If I see, and you in particular, because I know that you can take it, you're always such a good sport.
Yeah.
But if I see anyone wearing something like a little bit outlandish or out of the order, I'm immediately like, that's fucking dumb. Yep. Or just bringing it up. But not because I actually think, because that's the funny thing to do.
Yeah.
Because, they're stepping out, they're taking a chance, they're hoping no one says anything. So I want to be the first
says
one.
Nice things.
Yeah. I want to be the first one to be like, what's with the fucking hat?
I find it funny, like, because, Tiff's got a lot of like queer mates and eccentric mates and all these people who wear like fancy costumes and lovely things like that.
Yeah.
It's so fucking hard. I'm just sitting there stimming off. There's too many options.
Yeah.
But it's also okay because they've been hearing all the nice things because it's a big party. Everyone's complimenting each other's things. No one's walked up and gone, that's fucking weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do it with a smile. It's a fun thing.
Yeah.
You know it's weird looking.
Yeah. You just kneel on them. It's just a fucking gag. But you're probably my main target because you're always whenever I
set
see
myself up for it.
We can go months without seeing each other, then I'll see you, and then you'll have some fucking you've got a fucking handlebar mustache. Like you've always got some fucking dumb thing that you're doing, and I'll be like, Webby, what the fuck are you doing? And you're like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. It's sick. And I'm like, well, yeah, fair play.
That's always been my attitude of getting past that country attitude.
Yeah.
Because whenever they've got mate, why are you doing that? That's dumb. It's just sort of, if you just roll back with that same energy.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, man, it's dumb as hell.
Yeah, I'm doing dumb shit. Yeah.
It's like, mate, we were just sliding down on a piece of fucking tin down a hill 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But this shirt's weird.
Yeah.
We've done way dumber shit than that.
Absolutely.
Just to pause in, because I have a random question for you.
Shoot.
Did you randomly call me a couple months back, via my phone number?
Probably. I've got these headphones, and they don't have a button. They got it's like a touch button. Yeah. And I go to sleep, I play like an audio book or a podcast or something, and I have it in my ear. And then I'll fall asleep. And when you hold the button, it goes voice control on my phone.
Well, so you're just saying my name in your sleep?
Well, yeah, I guess so. No, but I've been fucking pocket dialing the most random cunts in my fucking
pillow dialing.
Basically, yeah, in my contacts list for months. It's a nightmare.
Oh, that makes so. Because I was in Taiwan at the time.
Yeah,
I'm kicking around. I'm in a fucking random store that's like 3 layers underground.
Yeah,
I've just got a moment of pause, and then all of a sudden, just pops up. Zack Dyer is calling you.
Yeah.
And again, it's like you said, I hadn't spoken to you in months at that time. Just hadn't bumped into it. I'm like, what could this possibly be?
Yeah.
And I tried to get the answer, didn't get there in time. Send you back a message. It's like, hey man, do you mean to call me? And then just nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, there's part of me that's like, was I the last call while he's on the ledge? Like he's tried everyone else.
I've been held
Huey's
hostage.
Busy. He's gone down the list. Mum's not available.
Yeah.
Last ditch effort. Let's see what Webby's up to.
Yeah. Webby, I'm in the hospital. Come help. No, but I've been.
I do feel
it's been awkward.
There's a couple of people where I wouldn't say that we're greatest mates kind of people.
Yeah.
But I still feel like I'd be on their list of someone they could rely on to bail them out of jail.
Yeah.
Just someone, or somebody who could organize, maybe get some weed for them without knowing they're going to get in trouble. Just someone who's just sketchy enough.
Yeah.
That nice people will use me as an intermediary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like you'd be in a similar boat.
Oh, well,
you'd have
yeah.
nice friends that are Zach, you look sketchy. Can you do the sketchy thing?
Yeah, definitely. You'd be my first choice to call for someone if I got arrested for something embarrassing. If I got caught doing something fucking weird and I needed help out of the situation, I'd be like, I'll call Webby, because Webby's fucking weird enough, and you can keep a secret.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Yeah, you're a good choice for that.
I'd put you on that same list. I don't reckon there'd be anything. I think I'd be worried more about putting you out than like any of the content of it. Like, I don't want to make Zack come and get me.
Yeah.
Whereas the actual thing, I don't give a fuck. They can put it in the news.
Yeah, true. Yeah, if you'd called me to get you out of some situation that was embarrassing or whatever, and you were like, don't tell anyone. I wouldn't tell anyone, but I would like.
You'd let me know.
I would.
That car drive.
I would torture you for the rest of your life.
Just dropping the comments in public that no one else gets. They're getting a raised eyebrow.
Yeah.
I'm just swearing at you silently. Just
that would be heaven.
Biting
That
the
would
lip.
be ideal. I'd love to have some. I'd love to have something on you, man.
Yeah.
I would love it. It would be
but
perfect.
I'm immune.
Well, that's the problem. You're
Yeah.
too open as a person to really have anything to hold over you.
Yeah, it'd have to be like Epstein's Island level stuff.
Yeah, I'd have to tell
Like
people about all those kids that you fucking.
Like, it'd literally have to be something completely abhorrent, because I really don't think I'd be too fast otherwise.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's pretty good, because I wouldn't imagine you to be doing abhorrent things, at least by like most people's standards. I guess.
Well, it sort of seems like I'd set the trend of like, I'd tell you.
Yeah.
If I'd mention everything else, I'd probably just drop that by accident. So
Yeah, true.
you've seen me with no filter, and it's never come up, so I think we're all good.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was funny, this, like, I don't know why this has put me on the same track. Maybe it's the country casual racism. But you've met Tiff, yeah? My partner. She...
yeah, briefly a few times.
Yeah. So a couple of weeks ago, she'd been a permanent resident. We went to a citizenship ceremony.
Yep.
And we rock up there, right? Now, she's Canadian, but her parents are Chinese.
Yep.
So she days ago, walking up with me, and we're rocking up to the citizenship ceremony. The place where, like, a council member who's meant to be very, it's a fucking citizenship ceremony. People are coming from all over the world. You're meant to be, polite and, conscientious.
Yep.
We rock up. He looks at the two of us, looks at her, and just goes, "So I'm assuming you're taking the oath today?" And it's just like, why? Because she looks different?
Yeah, that's
it's just
that's
like,
fine. She does. Like, that's a good guess. If I had to guess.
It is if you had to guess, but it
It'd
is
be
also
the cunt, like the fucking white cunt with the handlebar mustache, or the Asian woman next to him who's applying for citizenship.
Well, when I put the accent on and asked him what does he mean by that, he was a little confused.
Yeah, that would throw
I
you
tried
off.
Scottish. It was not great.
You should have done a Chinese accent. That would really throw him
Oh,
through a
man. I'd have been in so much shit.
Yeah.
But damn, that would have been amazing. But then, like, just the extra bit on that, because it's like, it's a bit weird to be doing that. Like,
Yeah.
mostly for me, it's like from a guy who works like at the council. He's got the big like welcome everybody smile.
Yeah.
And just dropping that, and then also being really thrown off as soon as we sort of went, "What do you mean?" Because his dive to his like excuse was like, "Oh, because you looked away straight away, so I can see this guy doesn't want to make eye contact." I'm like, "Mate, have you seen my eyes? I haven't looked away from anything in my life." Like,
Yeah.
I've been staring at the sun too long.
No, I'm on his side, man. I reckon just, he's in that job all the time. It's not like...
He wasn't in a rush, though.
A bit of casual fucking racism. You're dealing with people all around the world.
It's a good welcome to
I
Australia.
think it's fun. Yeah. It's be like, all
Welcome
right.
to Australia. You look different.
Basically. Because he's doing it. He's the professional in that situation. He sees people come in every day. He knows.
So he's the one who knows better.
He knows what to look out for.
But the worst thing was we go in and it's like National Citizenship Day.
Yeah.
Because normally it's like, hey, you come in, hey, congratulations, guys. We're going to do this. Take your oath. Come
Yep.
up and get a photo. You're out of here. So they throw in on this one, they're like, okay, we're going to do 3 dances from...
I was about to just make a gag, being like, "Oh, they do make you dance."
Not us dance, but they make...
Oh.
Yeah. They got indigenous dances.
Yeah.
Like a thing. And not to be this guy, was terrible.
Right? They were no good.
No good. I've up the
Well, you've
way.
always hated black people, so that, I mean, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
well.
I'm kidding.
Well,
Well, they just weren't good at the dances.
They were fine. It was more that, like... Well, they were very out of time, so it actually wasn't fine. It was more like, it's choreographed, it's a cultural thing, so you're like, yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
But if you're not in time, I'm like, I'm still going to notice. Like,
Yeah.
It's just choreography thing. But they also did not help them at all, being like... Because they were just at the same height as everybody.
Yeah.
But it was just made so much more obvious, because there's a fucking stage behind them.
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah.
if they're standing on the stage, people could actually see them. I'm like, why the fuck have they not used this stage?
Yeah, right.
And it's because they wanted a flag to hang down the back.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't have even been blocking the flag.
Yeah.
So,
You're standing there and your comedy producer brain is just
Absolutely.
like doing flips.
oh, man, I was there at the start because the guy who was like playing warm-up music,
Yeah.
red curtains at the background. He's like a white, bald dude.
Yeah.
Like a red spotlighting on him. He looked like a fucking tomato playing
Yeah.
guitar.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
just there going, this is awful.
No, there's so many things that could be changed about this.
Absolutely. The casual race. No. Leave that in. But then they had two politicians do fucking 40-minute speeches because it was this fucking...
Just because it was that day.
Yeah.
Right.
So they had like the local guy and then the like...
So if there's any people listening that are going to apply for citizenship,
just do it on a casual
just
fucking
do it on
Thursday.
a regular day.
Whatever the equivalent of just doing like the tax office wedding.
Yeah.
Definitely that's the one you want to go
So
for.
you don't have to deal with the dog shit Indigenous dances and the politicians going nuts.
They did one dance that was... They explained what the dance was for longer than the dance was.
Right.
It was like a 6-minute explanation for a 2-minute dance.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of the dance was the sort of looping bits, like, like looping chords in a song. So I'm sort of like...
Damn, Webby, I never knew that you were so culturally insensitive.
It's not... I've seen... Benell's up Shepparton ways. There's a lot of stuff. Amy used to do dancing.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
over the place. So it's like, I've seen a lot of dancing. I've seen a lot of Indigenous people dancing. It's like... Timing's universal. Like...
yeah, yeah.
It's fucking... Come on.
Yeah.
It's like when you watch anybody doing, like, dancing that's meant to be, like, graceful, and you hear them landing on the stage. Anybody who's watching that can go, they're probably not meant to sound like a fucking truck hitting the wall when they're landing the graceful jump.
Right, so yeah, I just wanted the listeners to know that Webby's discontentment with this thing is not coming from racism, it's coming from autism.
Yes.
So you're like, it's not in time.
Yes, completely, it's autism. The racism's its own thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's more of a legacy app.
Yeah, yeah.
So, those were the main bits that I actually planned to talk on.
Yeah, right.
As far as I was going.
So, but
when you were doing...
The citizenship went all good?
Well, eventually... Well, that was the next bit. Because they're like, okay, we're going to get all... it's my favourite bit from Tiff. Because Tiff's hungry at this point.
Yeah.
They've done the speeches. We're waiting on it. And Tiff hungry is just... She's still nice, but just very blunt and tunnel-visioned.
Oh, yeah. You're not you when you're hungry.
Exactly.
Get a Snickers
So we're
into
there,
her.
and just at one point, they're like, okay, so when you come up and get your certificate, we'll just get you to sit back down and wait for everybody to go through, and then we're all going to listen to the national anthem.
Yeah.
And I'm just giving Tiff the, like, no, we're out of here.
Yeah.
Like,
Heard it.
As soon as you get it, we're going.
Yeah.
And, like, because we were there, and then Tiff's other partner, Darren, was with us, and he goes, do you not want to hang around for the anthem? And then Tiff just goes, no, it's okay, we can listen in the car.
Yeah, sick. That way you can get the second verse in.
Chuck the Spotify. I wonder if it is on Spotify. I wonder how many remixes.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
How many dub remixes of the Australian national anthem are on Spotify?
I don't know. There needs to be more, though.
I'll cut in with an interstitial once I've researched it.
Yeah.
This will pop up here. This is how many. I'm just setting up. I like setting these up where I just wave at something and I never edit it in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right
Anyway,
here.
I'm going to blow your minds when there's actually something here.
One day.
Dick. Man, I was saying I'm a bit dusty this morning because I got roped into the trap that always happens, which is just free drinks.
Where were you? What happened?
Well, first off, because I'm just trying to think what bits I should say and what I don't.
Say it all, man.
Yeah,
you can
fuck
edit it out.
Because Bo works for Schnitz and Tits.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's down there at the titty bar running the show.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for someone to watch the footy.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's either watch here or just take whatever option comes first.
Okay.
And eventually he's like, yeah, come down to Schnitz and Tits. I'll have it on the TV.
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool.
Perfect.
Great. Perfect.
What better? You got fucking footy, you've got schnitzels, and you've got titties rolling around.
Sounded like the best option I was going to have.
Absolutely.
So I go down. Fucking Bo rips me. Because he's not only... He's like, yeah, come down. He set me a seat on my own.
Great.
So I'm just the guy. And then points out to everybody that I've just arrived, the man who's here on his own.
Yeah, sick.
And I'm just like, cool, now I'm a character.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like we were saying before, with like that kind of ripping on people, like as soon as he did that, I'm no longer on my own.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
As soon as that, I immediately had like 5 lads from either table just like, it's all good, man, coming down for a like immediately.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's very much to do with the environment as well, sure. But like,
of course, everyone's in a jolly mood.
yeah, all the lads are up and about.
Yeah, the
You're always
footy's
happy
on.
to throw an extra boy in the crowd.
Absolutely.
Especially when I'm just punching joints in the smokers area and the
Yeah.
circle just emerges.
Of course, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so like getting that, and then
This weird loner has chuff. Let's get around him.
Who else is going to have it?
Yeah, of course.
Well, I definitely told you this one when I was in Tassie. I just stepped out and I needed to get some weed because I'd ran out.
Yeah.
I was out for 40 minutes, came back, and I had weed
Yeah.
because there was a pub nearby. And
Oh,
I'd
they love
asked-
it down there. Yeah.
And I'd asked one person.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, how did you know who to ask? I'm like, you just know.
You just feel it out.
Yeah. If someone's standing on the same corner without getting in any of the taxis, but he's still been there for 20 minutes, I'm going to ask him.
Yeah. If
he's
he doesn't
waved
have it,
to-
he knows someone who does.
If he's waved a bus off,
Yeah.
he's my man.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Man, I didn't even notice the fucking silver chain.
Oh,
just
yeah.
just completing the look.
I'm peacocking, brother.
Fuck yeah.
I'm trying to look
And the matching earring colour.
nice.
When'd you get your haircut? Is that like recent?
It's a bit wet at the moment because I just had a shower. But
No, it's good. It gets all the separation, but I can't help but feel you've toned the mullet down a little.
no, it's quite long at the moment. I've been leaving.
Maybe it's just because you got the ringlets.
Yeah, I've fucking curled it up a bit.
Because last couple of times when I'm literally just letting it go. Because anytime I've had somebody like, yeah, just a little bit off, keep it even or whatever, they cut it too short and it does like the bulb, it fucking all curls up at the back.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've just got this like powdered wig look,
Yeah.
you know, where it's like the down and then they've got the ringlets. It just looks very unintimidating, which is not what I'm going for. with the
No, you're
mullet.
going for yeah. Well, I've been going to the same bloke for like fucking 6 or 7 years. So we got a connection at this point.
Yep.
We kind of planned my hair out.
Oh, so you don't just have like, I'll have one of mine, like you're a local at the pub.
But no, I do. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like I don't even tell him. He's just like, oh, what do you reckon we do about this? What do you reckon we do this time or whatever? Letting it grow in the back a little bit.
I see. I've always just been a whichever hairdresser is closest to.
No,
Literally where I
can't-
am at that
I can't
second.
fucking stand a bad haircut, man. So I found this cunt, years ago, and I've been going ever since. It'll ruin my. If I get a bad haircut, it's terrible for my mental health.
It's very odd hearing that from like I get it. 'Cause,
Yeah.
You know, I've done it as well. But anybody else hearing that from somebody who rocks a mullet, they'd be laughing.
Yeah,
They don't understand.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
like there's a bad mullet, there's a good mullet. We know,
Well, yeah, and
you don't know like.
I think it's more fucking
consciously.
It's more important when you have a mullet.
Yeah.
Or any haircut that's a little bit fucking silly.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's done bad, then you feel like a fucking clown. More than a clown than you probably should. But when it's done good, it's quite nice.
Well, for me, it's more like if it looks, it's the high effort shit posting of hair. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If it's just a mullet that looks not quite mulletish enough,
Yeah.
it's just sort of a haircut that kind of looks weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it could be funny, it could be not. But if I have a perfectly done, like with my handlebars here, I've got the lovely shape. I've been working on this. I'm growing it back in, but like it actually looks like I have a mustache, not just trimmed down a beard.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
No,
It's like
give you props for the.
if I'd like
for what
let
you've
this
done
join
there.
here or anything like that, you'd be half-arsing it, and it's just like, that's a weird choice now.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you commit and it looks like you've meant to do it, it's intentional, then that's where you can have the silly look and it works.
Yeah. Well, the mullet is not even. I mean, it's become like every cunt's got a mullet now, which is
It goes in waves.
great. When I first got it, I would get harassed
Mm-hmm.
by strangers, and now it's like fucking normal, and it's great.
You know, it's funny. It's because I got the mullet sort of not too long ago. I actually finally committed and went, fuck it, you're from the country, you're allowed.
Yeah.
And I can't remember, I was talking to the first time doing yard work and shit, where I was leaning down, I could still like, neck still covered, but like nothing flew in front of my face.
Yeah.
Just going, they've been right all along.
Yeah. It's
Dad knew what he was
practical.
doing.
It's definitely practical if you're doing dog's work, bending over all the time.
But it always goes in waves, whether or not it's like trendy or not trendy.
Yeah.
And it usually like between country and city, I feel like they flip.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
bit, yeah.
Because when it's trendy in the city again, it's like, yeah, it looks all pompous and shit, and then you'll see a lot of
Well, the
fucking
country
shaved
boys will
head.
go nuts with it. They've gone like, since it's been sort of more socially acceptable. Like, basically, what I mean by socially, you see hot guys with mullets.
Yeah.
But like, so
Henry Cavill would rock a mullet kind of thing.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Once like the hot cool guys are rocking it,
then the Deros need to get creative.
well, they go fucking nuts.
Oh, I love it,
they go
man.
fucking berserk with it. You see guys with full just like shaved and then fucking hair down to their ass on the back.
That's one's the full contrast. I like when it's just some weird fucking combo, like the Friar Tuck,
Yeah.
just shaving the top of your head, so you've got like that, and then like the beam around here, so you've got the weird like headband looking thing.
Yeah,
that goes
yeah.
down.
Polynesian guys will get nuts with it as well. They'll fucking push the boundaries. They'll get real creative with with what they've got going on.
I love the ones where it's like, because you get a fade normally, where it's like hair to the top and you fade going down. I love when they do the other way, where it's like beard, bit of a fade, then complete bald, and then just this fucking oil rag hanging down their back.
Yeah, you see some sick ones like Felice Kafusi in the NRL.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically, I mean, I don't even know if it's a mullet, but it's like completely bald, and then at the back there's like a strip, but it's not like a mullet. It's like fucking, he's completely bald, and then he's got
Just
a
like
number two or a three, and it's just like sort of faded.
So like from behind the ears, like ear
like
to ear.
like where a mullet would be, and it's sort of like it looks sick.
Fucking military mullet.
Yeah, basically. yeah. It's like the most low profile mullet you could possibly get, I
Most
guess.
aerodynamic mullet arrangement you can imagine.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what you need in the league. You got to be.
Yeah.
You got to be slick.
Well,
But you still got to stay true to your heritage.
my hair inspiration is actually an NRL player called Dale by Tenny Zalesniak, and he's just got like a big, huge, beautiful curly mullet.
Mm-hmm.
It
With
fucking
the like
rules.
small ringlet style.
Yeah, and his hair proper fucking. It's nice.
Where it looks like somebody's fucking. You know what it is? It's the shape of wood shavings.
Yeah.
You're planing some bit off and it does that fucking curl.
Yeah,
It's just
100%.
those, and it looks like it's been like made.
Yeah.
Like someone's had to handcraft those rings.
Yeah,
I get you.
Yeah.
See, for me, it's
He's got
always
great
a
hair.
bit more volume to it. Like if I get the hairdryer going through this.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's always the dad at a wedding. You
Yeah.
remember those dads at a wedding photos? They're usually like fucking sepia tone by this point. Everyone's wearing terrible 80s suits.
Yeah.
And then just the volume
Yeah.
in that fucking mullet. Like ears perfectly visible. And then just this quaff going down
Yeah.
into the back. Like it's fucking made out of air.
Yeah, you can keep your cigarettes in there.
Yeah. Nobody would know.
Yeah. 100%.
We're just going to take a quick pause real quick to
All
reset the
right.
cameras. We'll be right back.
I love to crunch them. Crushing them between my teeth so I get that explosion of malt.
But the second time getting kidney stones was worse because I was over in fucking Canada at the time.
Yeah.
So doing that in like a fucking different country's hospital system, not the best. But thank fuck, Canada, at least it's English and like they have healthcare.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if you're going to be in another country,
Canada's probably a good one
Canada's
to be
probably
in.
one of the best bets.
Yeah.
But man, it's like really a great way to ruin a holiday is fucking just getting kidney stones. Like
Yeah, trying to piss out rocks. Yeah, I could imagine that would ruin a holiday.
Well, that was like the worst bit is when it's moving into your actual bladder.
Yeah.
Going from the kidney to the bladder, because then it's just a rock moving down through that.
Yeah.
And so that starts, it feels like back pain,
Yeah.
but then there's no position you can move to make it any better.
Mm-hmm.
And then you end up just fucking doubled over in pain.
Yeah.
There's just there's no relief. There's no way to adjust and make
Yeah.
it go away. But because one of her friends had to take us to the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally writhing on the ground in like the fetal position,
Mm-hmm.
but still having to be like they're just like, sorry, I didn't mean to have to get up this early in the morning. Just like
Of
trying
course.
to apologize.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
they're hosting us. I made a fucking drive down to the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm just writhing on the floor.
And what did they tell you at the hospital?
Kidney stones, and both times when I've been given the like ultrasound or whatever it is to check it out, they're like, look, it's just too small for us to be like for it to warrant getting zapped. They'll laser them smaller.
Yeah.
So it's like it's as big as it could possibly be where they don't intervene.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, if it was any bigger, we'd intervene, but since it's not, you have to piss it out naturally.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, just
I
get a
reckon
bit
they
bigger and it would have helped it out, but no,
No, I reckon it could have been bigger and they would have said the same thing.
they just couldn't be
They'd been
fucked.
like, you fucking idiot. piss this out.
Well-
What you sow.
No, compared to everybody else in there, I seemed fine. Most of them would just look like, because it was Sunday morning, so a lot of it was just, he got really injured last night,
Yeah,
but also stumbled home. So people with a lot of like dried blood on their face.
that's funny.
So it's like, all right, I guess I'll roll around here for a while.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly quick. Got all the meds I needed. And
But they just give you painkillers and go fucking.
you get some stuff that's like basically loosens your dick hole.
Oh, cool.
It's just makes that a bit more relaxed.
Really? What's
Straight
that
up.
kind of stuff?
It's not got any recreational use unless you're into sounding, but
Yeah, well, I've always wondered how those guys get started, and I guess it would take a bit of fucking.
yeah, unless
Did you notice, like, you took those drugs, and did you notice that your dick was more
flowing a bit more.
more relaxed?
Honestly, it did feel like the base was more open, if that makes sense.
Yeah, right. So
You're like, right where your connection point.
yeah,
right where
yeah,
your faucet hole, like that felt like it had a bit more
yeah.
of an opening for the
Right. And when you finished,
Mm-hmm.
was there? You know, sometimes you get a bit of a dribble after you
Mm-hmm.
finish. I worked out a technique. You sort of just press up the U bend.
Yeah. The little whip.
But like, was that worse when you're on this medication, or was it better?
Kind of better as long as I did the
Yeah,
hook, because
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
if that reservoir, that last little bit's still sitting there,
yeah,
that's just fucking immediately going in the pants.
yeah.
as soon
That's
as you
in your
start walking.
jokes. Yeah, yeah.
But if you actually do that, it's like you do notice the empty tunnel vibe. Or
Yeah,
you're
right.
flinging the last rock down.
Yeah, yeah. And how long after you went to the hospital and got on all this fucking amazing medication did the rock come through? Did you pass the rock?
The first one, like when I was still at home, that took a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And you were on these drugs as like,
Mhm.
yeah, okay, all right.
but also pain meds. You get all your
Yeah. They give you the good stuff?
yeah.
Hell yeah.
But the
out.
good thing with the Canada one
Mm-hmm.
is they gave me all the meds, they gave me all that, and then like 4 hours later,
Yeah.
it tings off the bowl. I'm like, great, there's that done.
Yeah.
But now I just had all these like.
Did you
fucking
grab
pain
that
meds.
one?
Huh?
Or you just flush it? I would have grabbed it out.
Too.
Got a set of chopsticks, fish down. I would have kept it. Oh, look what I would have showed it off, put it on a necklace.
Look what I made.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not. I was always weird enough.
I'm a bit sentimental like that.
Yeah, I never was.
I'd keep my kidney stones.
Nah, I was bad enough when like mum's keeping the teeth and shit.
Yeah,
You're
right.
going through a box at one point. You're like, just fucking
Box of
12
teeth.
year old teeth.
They could be worth something one day.
To who?
Who
For
knows?
what?
Fuck no. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
useful
everything.
teeth. Well, to be fair, I do have a go, but then I was very glad when mum kept all of my school reports.
Yeah.
It made it a lot easier to get that ADHD
Yeah,
diagnosis.
right. I used to just burn all my shit. This is how fucked up I was as a kid.
And I love that makes it harder to get a diagnosis for ADHD than
yeah.
easier.
Yeah. I'd finish school, usually by the end of
Then
the
I
year.
go burning.
Yeah, basically, usually by the end of the year. And I'm fucking wish I never did this, but I was like a bit of a fucked up little kid, I guess.
Oh, I'm with you.
I would finish.
See, there's the things I regret.
I would finish the school year, and by the end of the year, I basically would just have one book. I would just do all my shit in one book, and then I would just fucking torch it.
Yeah. Oh, man. The worst sort of incident I remember along those lines that we had was when, because, we were a religious school, Catholic school,
Mm-hmm.
so we had to have a Bible that you had to buy from the school, so you had the same Bible as everybody else.
Mm-hmm. What do they use? The Catholics? Just
Brown.
it's not the King James. Hey,
Right.
together. All right.
I was clearly not a good Catholic school student.
Yeah.
But then they brought in these new ones that also had they were like a textbook, so it had ooh, what could this mean? Like explanation points and that kind of shit. So they're like, oh, so you've got to get rid of your Bibles and switch it out for the new one.
Mm-hmm.
So that just meant a whole school worth of fuckwits had a Bible they didn't need,
To dispose of.
that they had to just get rid of.
Yeah.
And they
The world's most powerful book.
they just blanketed the fucking school because people immediately, the first thing, as soon as the first time where they're like, okay, you got to get rid of them, it just goes flying through the air, the first one in the hot corridor,
Yeah.
and somebody jumps up and just spoils it.
Yeah.
and now we've got markers up with 50 fucking Bibles. People just hooking them at either end to each other.
That's great.
Ripping the cover off and throwing it in the fan so the pages explode.
And they got that rule. It's like Talio paper.
Yeah.
So it goes everywhere.
You got to like, there's like that thick crust along the pages though, so you got to really rip that off clean if you want a good explosion.
Yeah.
But they just come around the corner, and it's just fucking like.
What a terrible feeling for everyone at that school, especially the actually religious people. Were there nuns and stuff?
They weren't on. They like lived next door.
Yeah, right.
I hope they didn't look over the fence.
That's like, there could be no like better sign that your school is failing as a religious institution than the kids just
fucking cascade of Bible pages.
Yeah, just fucking ripping apart every single Bible they have and just like fucking covering the school in it.
But
like that's.
But also with just
the
no
message
religious
is not
malice.
getting through.
At least it's not negative, is what I think they'd be blanketing. They're not going. They genuinely, I think, would be sitting there going, "Hey, they don't hate the Bible. They're just terrible."
I guess so. Yeah.
You know, we're
But
not
it's
doing
like
it to hate them. It's just we don't care.
Yeah.
It's
But that's
literally sitting there going, "We've got new Bibles."
Yeah. But fuck, that's a bad omen. They're like,
What, you reckon we've final destinationed ourselves now?
Well, no, they've just shown you this book, and they're like, this is the most important book that's ever been written. This is the word of God. Like, we have based our entire life off what's written in this book, and we would love nothing more than for you kids to read this book, take the lessons from it.
Now, Zack, go long.
And live a holy life with the teachings from this book. And then they come out one day, and then you've just fucking made confetti of it.
Yeah.
The most important thing in their life. You've just
You can still read it. It's
disposed
just
of
everywhere. You might get a couple of double ups on the pages, but you can put one back together if you really want.
Well, we used to roll joints and stuff with the paper out of it back in the day. If you were hard up for Talios.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah.
I do them for. I always find that I'd had papers, but I'd run out of roach.
Yeah.
Just like, you've used. Like, fuck, I'm good at, like, tessellated shapes and shit when you're trying to get the most out of a fucking tally-ho pack to get your little roach squares.
Oh, yeah.
But just when I've ran out of that, that's where I look for the thick cardboard pages that shit'll have.
Yeah.
But that's the one I get stuck on. I tend to just have fuckloads of paper.
Well, I'll just look down there. You've got a fucking tobacconist worth of raw papers down there, which I'm probably going to steal a packet because you've got fucking 20 of them.
2 of those are at least empty that I've just been using as rolling stations. But yeah, you can have some of the others.
All right, great. Thank you.
We were saying before about, like, before we started, just buying the chop these days, and it's...
Well, it's highly illegal. I didn't know whether you wanted to speak about it on...
I'm already fucking... I mean, technically I got a prescription for this, but who cares?
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't mind telling it because it's just reflective of how it is. Cigarettes are really fucking expensive now.
Well, yeah, of course. There's always... If you're going to fucking drive the price up that much, it's going to create a black market.
Exactly, and I enjoy black markets because they're cheaper.
Of course. Support local business.
Yeah, exactly. But whenever I go to get this, they love the upsell on it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just like a slight, they want to be fucking pumping you up more. So I'm like, yeah, can I get, just some rolling tobacco? And he's like, 50 grams? I'm like, sure. He goes, 100 grams. And just keeps giving me, just keeps saying it with, slightly higher inflection.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, 50 gram? I'm like, yeah, sure, 100 gram.
Yeah. Give me a fucking
200 gram.
kilo, cunt.
At one point, he had me walking out of there with 200 grams of tobacco for $70.
Fuck, that's all right.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
Because he gives me that, and I'm like, I can't walk away from that deal.
No, of course not.
Because what's that going to get you in, it's going to get you, what, 225 packs?
I don't know.
At
I'm out of the
best.
cigarette game.
Oh, good. I've literally become the pairing now where it's like, I get that to roll with weed,
Mm-hmm.
or I get a vape.
Yeah.
I just can't justify Taylor's when kicking around.
No, I don't know how people do it. It's
It's
very
but-
expensive.
I understand it with, it's so much more common now seeing people with the actual Marlboro packets, with the gold and white packaging rather than the...
Oh, yeah. There's a big black market for just imported cigarettes too. Because in Indonesia, they love cigarettes. They've gone the other way. They're like, I mean, I'm completely making this up, but they're like, they want people to, they loved ciggies in Indonesia. It's like one of the only places in the world that cigarette use is going up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think.
I think with vapes, yeah, that definitely makes sense. Because a lot of places
definitely.
like the younger generations.
I don't even know if they would bother with vapes over there. So
That's what I mean.
ciggies.
Like if they're that keen on cigarettes, I think in other places,
yeah, of course,
people would be taking up vaping, so you wouldn't have that increase in cigarettes.
Yeah.
But yeah, if somebody just decided to go, fuck it, we're in.
Yeah.
Are they like a big tobacco exporter or something, or is it just they're fucking keen?
No, I think they just love durries, man, and a
You got
lot
a
of
lot of
those ones
places
get
through
sent
Asia.
over here as well. Yeah, Asia in general, they love smoking ciggies.
And I get it. When you're kicking around in the humidity, man, like I love punching a dart, kicking around in Asia.
I miss smoking durries so much, and it is very situational. Like, if you're somewhere where, especially if everyone's smoking ciggies and stuff, and it just suits it, you're like, fuck, man, it'd be so nice to just punch a cigarette right now.
I mean, you can. Other people get pissy at this. I personally don't mind if someone's like, I don't buy cigarettes anymore. You know what I mean?
Then they just fucking bum them off every other cunt.
I don't
annoys
mind that.
me so much.
It does, but if they're willing to offer up the single payment, then I can work with the situation. You know, I got a couple of mates who's like, they don't buy cigarettes anymore, but if I've got smokes, hey, can I give you a couple bucks for that?
Oh,
and
right.
They'll buy the solos
They're
off
buying
me.
singles off you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind, I can say that I'd quit smoking and still do that and feel pretty good. Like, I'd still feel fine about that. Buying a couple of individuals off your mates.
Yeah,
Randoms in the street. You'd pay street prices to your mate.
What's a cigarette worth on the street these days? I used to sell them for $1 each at high school, and that's fucking... those days are long gone. And that was good.
Yeah.
That was a fucking big markup.
That would have gotten you, 33% on the pack?
Yeah, well, 100% on the pack because I was stealing them.
Oh.
But I mean, had I been buying them, I would have been turning a profit.
Nah, but you fucking increase those margins.
Yeah, definitely.
Where were you nicking cigarettes as a kid?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, don't say where, but are we talking like from store, from box, like what was the scam?
Oh, like obviously I'd always steal them off my old man.
Oh yeah.
And then I had employment where I had access to cigarettes, and I had a really good fucking way of stealing them without getting caught.
That's all we need.
Yeah, nothing on camera.
No, of course not.
I used to fill up the cigarette displays, and then because they used to come in the carton boxes, right? Nowadays I think they're just wrapped in plastic, but they'd be the carton boxes, and I'd fill up the displays, and I'd just leave one pack of cigarettes in the box, in the big box, scrunch it up, throw it in the bin, because the bin was all full of these boxes already. And then I'd take the bins out. That was my job as well. I'd take the bins out at the end of the night.
Convenient.
And then, when I was out there, just reach in, grab them, throw them in my jocks.
Man.
Bang, bang. A couple times I got fucking a bit
brazen
and just fucking dacked them at the display.
Oh, got lazy.
Fucking, I was so close to getting caught. One time I just shoved this pack of durries down my pants. And this lady kicks. I was good mates. The only reason I'm
and your boss comes up.
Well, the only reason I'm a bit cagey about talking about it is I was really good friends with the blokes who owned the place I worked. Like, they were mates of mine, and I would have felt fucking dirty, like, stealing off them, even though this is like 15 years ago, longer now, nearly 20 years ago.
If you run into again, you'll buy them a pack of darts. It's all good.
But this other lady who was the manager, who I didn't really know and wasn't like that close of friends, she just come around the corner as I shoved them down. Man, my fucking heart was in my throat. She didn't see or anything, but like, I think that's fucking scary. That was like, all right, I'll stick with the method.
I'll stick with, can't get impatient with it.
No, you got to
play the play out.
Yeah.
Let the coach choose the play. You're running it out.
Yeah.
Don't let the pace of the game dictate what you're doing.
Well, when you're on a mission to get that packet of cigarettes, it's such a thrill, you just want to get it done.
Yeah.
So you got impatient.
And that's it. You want to get the skiving part done.
Oh, yeah.
Once it's nestled, you're like, all I'm doing is maintaining.
Yeah, once the ciggies are in my jocks, it's game over.
Yeah. But it's just that the build up of you getting there and you're like, I want this to stop by just getting it done.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I think with the the jocks is a good hiding spot though, especially for a bloke, because if she had to walk down and you're literally still hands in there, all you got to do is accentuate that, like you're just pulling that, like, and you're just being gross.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You easily bail out and just like, I was just fucking rearranging my junk.
Yeah, exactly.
Were cameras, as us gross boys do.
There were cameras though. So had she
done the follow up?
Well, had she recognised any sort of sus behaviour, there would have been an investigation, and I probably would have been brought down.
You're doing that. If she pulls the camera footage up, you go, well, you thought I was playing with my dick, so you were looking up the camera to try and see my dick. That's sexual assault.
Yeah. I'm 16 as well.
Oh,
Got her.
damn.
Bang. She's going down.
Yeah.
Well, at
That's getting settled out.
At least I have a case. Yeah.
That's why you can say this now, because it's like you've been paid back in way more than ciggies.
Exactly.
Zack's actually a millionaire from suing Coles.
Fuck, I wish. I wish.
You did say authentic Adidas, yeah?
Yeah.
Vintage store.
Absolutely.
Fuck, I'd love if you were a low-key millionaire. Like, I know
That'd
you
be
would
great.
as well.
I
But
wouldn't be low. I don't think I wouldn't be low key though. I don't.
yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like you as you are plus money wouldn't be just as you are now. But it's like I love picturing the idea of who, when given $1 million, decides that like, yeah, I'm going to be Zack Dyer. You know what I mean? I'd love for the idea of meeting the person who put you together as a character because they had millions of dollars.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you just went, actually, my name's Francois. You know,
Yeah.
I've just sort of,
My dad owns a gold mine.
yeah, I'm just slumming it, and this is just the look I choose to take.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there's probably a few people out there like that. Who knows? But if I had $1 million
Aesthetically,
bucks,
yes, I definitely
I'd be
say
living a lot
athletically.
better.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've had this discussion with people. It usually comes up when you're talking about fucking being poor on a podcast like this. But
Yeah.
like, what you do if you got that like random lump sum of just a fucking couple $1 million or
Well,
whatever.
yeah, it all depends on like a million is very different from 10 million, very different from 50 million.
It's not the same as when you're a kid, where it's just like $1 million. And
Yeah,
that just
yeah.
means as much money.
A
as
million
you
would
want.
probably do fuck. I mean, it definitely would help, but it's not
Well, the
changing your life like 10 million would.
yeah, because like 10 million buys you a house and pays the rest of your life. $1 million is most of a house in Melbourne,
Yeah, definitely.
if you're lucky.
Yeah. $1 million gets you a house for sure.
At least get you the deposit.
Yeah, of course it gets you the fucking deposit. But like you could work it out and
yeah.
still you could live easy for
Yeah.
a long time. But like 10, or you see these cunts winning 50 and you're like, fuck, man. That's
Hitting
like
the
a
fucking
house.
Powerball.
That's a house for like a few cunts.
Yeah.
And
That's one of those people that's like, you buy your house, you pay off your parents' house, blah, blah, blah.
yeah, exactly.
And then you're set. You got the best boat in town.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got a fucking absolute monster boat.
It's always that you tell yourself, I'm not going to be the guy who would buy the jet skis and just be broke in fucking 6 months again, having to
Yeah.
sell everything back because I've just got a bunch of fucking lost gambling debts or whatever.
Yeah.
But those people didn't say they were going to do that either.
No,
you know?
of course. Yeah.
So it's like, I say I do all these things. Like, my go-to answer is always like, I'd just be doing the same. Like, I'd still live in a place like this or whatever. I'd just own it. And they'd like, I'd have nicer things, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But fuck knows. Like,
Yeah, who knows?
I could immediately just have like, you know what? I'm actually addicted to fucking sailing. So I need like 8 different sailing ships. One that's like a 2-man, a 4-man.
Well, that's yeah.
Like, what is
Well,
money going to open me up to?
Yeah, exactly. It opens up so many more options that could like potentially become very, very expensive because you're just obsessed with it and you like it, and you've got the money to fucking spend. But I mean,
Actually-
10 million, it'd be hard for me to blow through 10 mil without at least putting something somewhere to fucking
Well, I think that's because we.
safeguard myself.
I think because we've sort of been at that $0 level.
At
At that $0. It's like, I'm technically at -10, but anyway, when you're sitting at that, it doesn't matter. Like when you've got the 10 million, people are like, oh, what if I lose it all? It's like, yeah, that's fine. Like then I'm just back to where I was. It's
That's
not-
true. I've found that. I mean, I'm pretty fucking broke at the moment, but I've been broker in the past.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives you a little bit more confidence in life to be like, all right, you're not gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it feels like, oh fuck, my life is ending. I've got nothing, and then you get there and you got fuck all. You're struggling. Like it's stressful to struggle, but then you're also like, oh, everything's still here. It's fine. You just need to fucking work a bit more and you can get yourself out of it. So getting back down there isn't as terrifying.
Well,
Still sucks dick though.
oh, absolutely. It's the fucking worst. But I always feel like, well, there is a bottom that I've hit, and I know I can push back up from that again.
Yeah.
Like what? Like I've moved to just like a different town, different city or whatever, where I don't know anybody, and then just
Yeah.
sort of
But we are
kicked it off
lucky
again
too.
from
We
there.
aren't like fucking. We still have family and shit. That if
Yeah.
shit goes really bad, there's somewhere for us to go,
yeah,
which is
that'll,
fucking nice.
that'll put me up at the orchard, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
that he lives in and doesn't own.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm not pretending to fucking know what it's like.
We're not fleeing back to the manor or anything. But
Yeah. But there's a house there and a fucking
Yeah.
and people who
if
know
I
you
get
and love
desperate,
you.
there's a roof that I could put under.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. Yeah.
It would be particularly terrifying if you didn't have any cunt
Mm-hmm.
in your life.
But even then, like,
That's how people end up on the streets and shit, I guess.
yeah. But I've met people who've done that where like they've got to that level and they've pushed back up. And when these things come, we're like, oh, you could lose your house, you could like all this kind of thing. They sort of go, I'll try to avoid it
Yeah.
because I know the other one's worse. But at the same time, they're like, you know, they've done it. They've pushed through that. Before.
Yeah. They've lived it.
So I feel like if you do. That's sort of the bit people don't follow up with when there's like those big lottery winners and they're like, oh, and then they lost it all. It's like, yeah, they had a good time.
Yeah.
And now they're back to where they were, but, you know, they own the house. It's like, I never feel like the big stories of the dramatic fall. It's like with
well, you don't really
sports
hear
stars.
about them. The people who win the lotto,
Yeah, tend to
rightly,
just disappear.
Yeah, because you don't want to.
Well, the only story you get are the ones once they've lost all the money and then they go to the news to get a bit of a story.
Yeah,
'cause they've got no cash left.
Sell
It's
the
like,
story a bit.
people might as well know now. They know we've got nothing because that's what the story says.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Is that something on fire over there?
fucking give me a heart attack, man. Yeah, no, that's just a Mozzie coil.
Oh, all right, sick. It's meant to be on fire.
Well, yeah, but don't fucking.
Well,
a couple of
it
times.
didn't smell like a mozzie. It smelled like fucking burning timber.
Well, the problem was, then I had to check quite panically because I've done that thing a couple of times, you know, where you light the Mozzie coil, but you don't quite blow it out properly.
Yeah.
So it's still flaming, not actually just smouldering.
Yeah.
And so it just goes through the middle and lights the whole fucking thing at once.
Yeah.
So I've just been sitting here and there'd just be a blaze coming out from that direction.
No
I'm like,
fucking mozzies, but I bet.
not for 10 minutes, and then
Yeah.
the fucking shit dissipates.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta get another coil out.
Damn.
I completely lost my train of thought.
Sorry, that was my fault.
That's all good. It was. So this is the problem with my ADHD. I can't just move on to the next thing. It's like, I was saying something, excuse me.
Well, you're all over the fucking place. Well, I think we're as bad as each other.
Yeah. It kind of works well until we both pause to wait for the other.
Yeah, yeah.
I do notice that when I'm like, when I'm like talking to people back home, because I'm like, it's the whole family, it's a group of us, it's all bat and pass talking.
Yeah.
No one's ever just talking, then they stop, then someone else starts. It's
Do
like,
all your family go like speak as much as you do? It must be
Yeah.
a fucking nightmare trying to get a fucking word in at the Webby family Christmas. Holy
if
shit!
you can get them all together at this stage, it's. But yeah, when there
I would
was,
love this. I'd love to be a fly on the wall, see your entire extended family.
ooh, yeah, because like once I get like our family, yeah, but then once you get like dad's siblings involved, it starts going up in fucking volume real quick.
Yeah, the cousins.
Auntie Tanya can shatter glass with her fucking voice.
I could imagine. Oh, yeah. I was imagining a few strong,
Oh yeah,
strong women
squat.
involved. Yeah.
Little troll of a woman that'll break you in half.
Of course. Yeah.
But only when she takes off her 6 bangles before she kicks your ass.
Yeah.
It's good silverware, Jeremy. I'm not fucking getting that damaged.
Yeah. She got a lot of bric-a-brac in her place.
They're just lunatics, though. I think I've brought them up before. These were the ones who were like kidnapping dogs to teach their neighbours a lesson, and
Yeah.
like he keeps getting in trouble with the council because he keeps flushing chicken carcasses down the toilet. It plugs up the plumbing.
Yeah, that's no
But it
good
makes
for the
it-
sewer.
It makes its way enough to the street that it's not in the house. Is the council's problem,
That'd be such
and
a
that's
fuck-
the argument between it. I'm like, that's what they're up to, is Shepparton.
Yeah.
And of course, those people are very loud.
Yeah. Yeah. So what, you've got clean in Shep as well. That's like the big smoke. Is Shep the big smoke for Benalla?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
So-
I get it.
It was kind of a triangle thing. So if you just wanted to go somewhere a bit bigger to get what a town normally has,
Yeah.
you want to hit a Kmart or like maybe a cinema or something, you
Yeah.
go to Wangaratta.
Yeah. I was in Wang a few months ago. It was a lovely place.
It's always real disheartening whenever I see Roadshow and shit literally like in my town.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
like, guess I'm not doing properly. Like, I guess I'm not working hard enough if I can't get booked for the Benalla spot.
Yeah.
They have a nice theatre there, though, surprisingly.
In Wang or Benalla.
Wang's one's not bad because they just tend to use one of the like old hall type things that they've got there. But Benella's got this like actual performing arts space that they built just
Yeah.
slightly out the road.
A lot of them do. A lot of those little towns. Fucking one of those ones out there. What's it fucking called? And I've completely fucking derailed your triangle theory.
No. Which way are we looking? Like in that
West.
Wangaratta? Or like still in Victoria?
Yeah. More out west, Victoria. There's a dam there.
Oh.
Colac.
Right.
One of the worst fucking towns I've ever been to. Sucks dick. But the theatre there is probably my favourite theatre I've ever performed in. It's fucking sick. All right, so if you want to go, you go to Wangaratta. That's like if you want to just get town stuff. But Shepparton's like, we're going out for a party.
Well, I was sort of too young for actually going out in other towns nearby.
Okay.
Because our thing was more when we were underage drinking, you go to somebody's house or paddock parties.
Yeah.
Because no matter where you are in Benalla, you can walk out and end up in somebody's farm.
There's a lot of paddocks for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
no shortage of paddocks.
yeah, and that's what I was thinking before when you were saying about the performing spaces. It's just because they've got room.
Yeah.
Like, because you think about putting a performing space up anywhere, like in the city or whatever, the biggest
Well, there's a
thing
few in there.
Yeah, but the biggest like problem, like if I want to put a new one up right now,
Yeah.
where am I going to put it?
Yeah.
What am I going to tear down? What
Yeah.
space away?
Not enough paddocks.
Not enough paddocks.
Yeah.
Whereas again, out countryway, they're just like, yeah, we've got fucking
Yeah.
to the sunrise.
Do it out the back of Rooster's joint. He hasn't had any head of cattle in that fucking place for years.
I'll fix up the road and everything for you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you just end up with these like
I'll get the grader going.
But I love also as well. Then it's just like, oh yeah, all these old as fuck like buildings, then houses that are falling apart, and then this fucking glass cube.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They've always got weird names. Like I think the one in Wangaratta, it's called the Cube or the Square. They've always like a lot of those places. Some of the theaters are quite nice, but when it's the big new agey performance arts center,
The dome.
Yeah, the Wedge. It's always some fucking
Whatever
dumb
shape it is,
dumb
that wasn't
shit
taken.
like that. 100%.
Yeah,
I
but
love
you're
that.
talking about the people who had like the big banana, and they're not
Of
really.
I get it, but it's yeah.
They know what Australians are into.
Yeah, I guess it's a good hook.
I'm just going to reset the cameras real quick, but I'm
Yep.
going to talk about going out real quick.
Banana, banana, banana.
And we're back. So yeah, most of our parties were just like, because it was all underage when I was back in Benalla.
Yeah,
Because like I turned 18, worked for 6 more months, and then fucking
you're out of there.
bailed. And then even at that age, I was trying to save money to fuck off.
Yeah,
So it's like between the time when I was like 18 and 19, I was just working and trying not to spend money.
yeah.
So I can get the fuck out of Dodge.
Nose to the grindstone.
That's it. And it also felt good like doing a labouring job. before I went to
Workhorse
go
Webby.
study.
What were you doing?
That's when I was working at the mushroom farm.
Hell yeah.
Just
Picking
shoveling
shrooms.
shit. No, I wasn't even on the picking.
Oh,
team.
you didn't make your way up to the picking team. You're more
well,
of a
no,
shoveler.
there was a weird gender divide where only women could be pickers.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that the mushrooms request?
I'm not sure.
Some more of a
I'm not sure
spiritual
where
sort
the sort of message came down from.
Yeah.
But I know that a group of the women there were all in the same family, so it was like the mum and 4 daughters.
Oh, yeah, big mushroom dynasty out there.
Yeah, so I'm assuming there's just a lot of nepotism going into the
Of
picking
course.
side.
Yeah.
Whereas I can't remember what they called it, but the labouring side, they just called it the blokes.
Yeah.
Just, that's the divide. That's what you call them.
Of course. Yeah,
And
yeah.
the blokes are just the fucking mishmash of them.
Yeah.
Because there's me, young bloke, some dude who's like, it looks like he'd been hit in the shoulder by like a wrecking ball or something.
Yeah.
Just a tiny little dude like this who just fucking waddle around and would just say the filthiest things.
Of course. Yeah.
And then some weird like dude who looked like Schuster, but who was really religious.
Yeah.
So like having arguments with him because he'd keep bringing it up. He didn't like the Bible thing.
Yeah. Oh, he would have hated that.
And then my boss, who was just like a gossip.
Yeah.
For stuff around town. He went, ooh.
Oh, I mean, that's every fucking person in any small town ever.
Yeah. So he's at the level where it's noticeable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause if that's everyone, it's like,
Yeah.
and he's the gossip. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, he's going.
Yeah.
He's going hard.
That
at it.
makes sense. This guy loves it.
But it was funny when, again, with the nepotism, when I left, my little brother got my job.
Yeah.
A couple months later, and my little brother doesn't do gossip
No.
about him. Like information is caged off.
Yeah, right. Webby
And so-
tight lips.
Whereas I love a chat. I love a chat to fucking Andrew.
Oh,
about
I know
whatever.
you love a fucking chat,
Oh,
mate.
mate, makes the day go by. Love
Yeah.
it. But it was just great hearing stories from Dylan because like he'd walk into the place and Andrew's like, "Oh, so what have you been up to on the weekend?" And just goes, "None of your business." It's
That's great.
like, "Oh man, you thought you were getting another Webby to chat with."
Yeah, another
Nah,
chatty fucking Kathy from the Webb
Nope.
household.
You got straight edge Webby, and you're
Yeah.
dealing with your shit.
Yeah. You've got the poor cunt that's been forced to listen to fucking Webby his entire life.
Yeah,
He
he's
probably
he's the youngest of all of us, so he just never got to
Yeah,
say
he
anything.
never got a fucking chance. He never learned to fucking speak up because he couldn't get a word in.
Nah, he just give us a nudge, and I'm like, oh, Dylan wants some.
Yeah.
That's all right. He gets his own advantages.
Yeah,
He gets to be the best looking with the best abs. So
Yeah, all right.
he
Sick.
gets-
Is
he
he
some
still
little things?
is he still out there at the mushroom farm?
Nah, he's at home doing like gardening work and shit like that.
Yeah. Shout out.
Vanilla. Go the gardeners. Yeah, a job that anybody can pick up if you can print flyers.
Absolutely. It's an honest way to make a living.
Oh, it's good. I don't know a single mowing company of private one that hasn't been set up when someone gets gifted a mower. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like somebody will be like, oh, I've started doing gardens and stuff for people. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, and then you find out the only reason they started is because like their uncle gifted them
Yeah,
a nice
yeah.
mower.
Yeah.
And that's
Well, I
just always
compete
seems
with
to be-
those all these fucking all these weekend
Amateurs.
warriors, man. All these fucking kids that come in during school holidays trying to undercut the good, honest fucking gardeners like us. You can do it.
With their little stall out the front.
Well, you don't
gardener
even
with a
need-
backwards R.
You don't even need the gear. This is like for any fucking young fellas out there or kids and shit listening. You can offer to mow people because a lot of cunts have all the shit that you need.
Mm-hmm.
So all you need to do is offer your services. Be like, as long as
I'll use what you've got.
yeah, it's a good start.
Yeah.
It's a good. If you're young, like you can't charge them. You can charge them fuck all because you're using all their shit.
Yeah.
But so you only charge them for labor. But if you're a kid in
Mhm.
high school or whatever, just some cunt trying to make a bit of extra cash, you can fucking. That's a good way to do it.
No, it's not a bad scheme.
No overheads.
Well, that's it, because like the overheads of actually owning the stuff or whatever, how much would you actually be saving by just using what they've got there?
Well, the
It'd
problem
only
is
be cutting out the market of people who don't have gear.
it's only good for kids and shit because most people just have dog shit stuff. So you're not going to get any big jobs or
As I
whatever.
lean to cover up the fucking Azito mower I just bought.
Yeah. So they have like this trash like that. But I mean, that's
Man,
fine.
you've seen. I've got one strip of fucking grass.
Of course, yeah.
And that's it. It's appropriate for the situation, but you're right. People will just cling to that anyway. Like, I've bought that because I got that one strip, but then like there'll be people who I'll move to like a house that's got a full size yard. They're like, but I've already got a mower, and just keep using the little piece of shit
Yeah.
that they think can manage the job,
Yeah,
and don't realize why it takes them fucking forever.
exactly. Out there fucking struggling.
I'll tell you what has been the best uptick though for fucking gardening jobs though.
What's
is
that?
the GIF online, like the fucking time lapse videos of people
Oh, I
doing
do them
gardening.
sometimes.
Yeah, I've seen them, but
yeah.
it's like I don't think I've seen any like sort of advertising decision to go for a business
well,
that's worked better than like time lapse videos for gardeners, fucking pressure washers.
oh, pressure washing. Yeah.
Have you seen the dude who cleans rugs?
Yeah, the rug guy. I get
he's
caught.
so I get trapped.
Yeah.
Nothing catches me like the fucking rug guy.
Yeah.
Because every time you think he's done with the last layer, he just goes again.
Yeah, and he's
more
pulling them
comes
out
off.
of bins and shit. He's wild.
Look up the dude who cleans rugs. I'm sure that's all you'd need to Google.
Yeah. He's enormous.
But yeah, once I was like out of there, I moved to Ballarat,
Mm-hmm.
and then
That's
So-
the big smoke.
well, it was my halfway smoke because I'm like, I want to go to Melbourne,
Yeah.
but it'll
Yeah.
kill me at the moment.
Yeah. You're
I
gonna
don't know.
ease my
Not
way
that
into it.
it'll be culture shock to the point where like I was able to look at it objectively. I'm like, it's gonna be too different and then too expensive while I'm there immediately. I'm trying to study, so I'm like, it'll be
Yeah.
fucked.
No, it's a good way of doing it.
So I'm like, I'll do Ballarat. I had a mate who'd moved there to be
Yeah.
an apprentice,
Yeah.
and like his parents owned a house there that he was living in. So I was
Mhm.
like, perfect. It's a halfway stop.
Mm-hmm.
I'll know what it's like to see traffic. It's like
Yeah.
in Penella, it's like the main street's a bit busy.
Yeah.
It's as close as you get to
Yeah,
actual
Penella's
traffic.
fucking small. It's a small place.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, you would have cruised probably just past if you were going to Wangaratta.
I've driven past it a bunch of times in the past few months, and I think about you every time.
No, thanks, man.
Yeah.
It genuinely makes me feel like I'm the most famous person from that town, just because
You're the only
Some-
thing I know about Vanilla.
that's the key.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day, just before we wrap. I want to, at some stage, I'm not going to be plugging it here or whatever. I need to hit some sort of milestone that's bigger than 10,000. Doesn't matter what it is. It can be like a crowd. It can be fucking likes on a video.
Yeah.
It could be anything. Just so I can have like a comedy milestone that's bigger than the population of the town
Oh,
I grew
yeah,
up in.
yeah, that's good.
It'd be a nice little number to have
Yeah.
somewhere where that ticks over. I'm like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
It can't be like views on something, I don't think, because then you might have repeats or whatever. It's got to be like, I could assume it was different people.
All right. Yeah.
You know? Or at least I can imagine it to be different people.
Oh, well, this
That's
episode,
the
mate,
goal.
well, maybe we'll get 10,000 downloads on this app.
Got some bad news for you, champ. It's probably not going to be.
Hey, you never know, mate.
It depends where your drawer is, mate. If you've been hiding yours.
Yeah, well, once they hear all the fucking racist shit that you were saying at the start of this episode.
It wasn't racist. It was a disagreement of cultures. Man, I reckon we've got to wrap it up there.
Sweet, mate. Thanks for
very
having
much
me.
for coming along. You're at Local Funny Man on Instagram and X.
X, the everything app. Yeah, I don't use it anymore.
But
But
an Instaman. That's mostly where I follow you.
mostly, yeah. Find me on Instagram. At Local Funny Man.
Mm-hmm. This will be coming out tomorrow. You want to plug anything extra, or just find everything there?
Find everything there. Listen to my podcast I do with Tim Hewitt called Feed 'em Brah.
Very good
we
stuff.
Do that once a week.
So you can fill the weeks in between of this with with their episodes.
Yeah,
And do
yeah.
it, though. It's a good show.
Yeah, give it a listen. I think we're only getting better. We've been getting good lately. Real good.
I've seen you got the nice studio set up, and it is also funny. Anytime I'm seeing a mate doing their podcast and they've got like an actual studio and what have you, I'm like,
Yeah,
it's all right. It's in the theme. It's in the theme.
The last few episodes we haven't been able to get to the studio, so we've just been. It's nice doing them at home because it's a bit more relaxed. Sometimes I lay down. You know, you can chill out.
You can have a smoke.
Yeah, you can fucking vape the whole time. You can't vape in the studio. We were in our studio for like 2 weeks, and then a sign. All of a sudden, there was a sign on the thing: "Please, no vaping in the studio."
It's nice to know you can influence the world around you.
Yeah.
Every time I go past outside Dalesford, there's an 80 speed sign that used to be a 100 sign that I get to have a point at.
Yeah.
It's like, there's my touch on the world. Everyone drives safer now because I really fucking killed myself here. Yeah, thanks.
Listen to Feed 'em Brah. Follow me on Instagram and fucking all that shit. Thanks for having me, Webby.
Thanks very much. You can follow me at TechieWebby on Instagram, and that's probably the best way to find everything there. I was going to plug the show, but they'd have to be watching it here. So that's
Well,
all good.
listen to it again.
Yeah.
Tell your fucking friends about
If
it,
you've
man.
watched the video, listen to the podcast.
And visit Benella.
I do not condone that recommendation.